What up, world? It's your boy out here, Odysseus. You can't see me, but just know I threw up the W when I said "What up, world," like always. Yeah, like I said, going back to this format for the podcast, the non-video format, it's a lot simpler, a lot more easy to do, a lot less to prepare for, a lot less can go wrong. There's a lot of stuff that goes wrong on the videos, and it just kind of ruins your day the third time you're shooting something, and it takes all the authenticity out of it because it's like I don't really rehearse these things, but like if it comes out for the third time in an hour, it comes out rehearsed, and I don't like disingenuineness, if that's a word. So yeah, here we are back at this format. I dig it. I'm trying to get away from the gimmicks, guys. Like at the beginning, there was the whole American flag bandana. I was the American gangster. I was on the run. Which, might I say, life as a fugitive way more entertaining than life as a normal person. It's fun when you gotta run for your life every day. It's fun when, like when I was in Colorado, when it wasn't just cops I was running from, it was like gangs and fucking crazy people and shit. Like that was never a dull moment. I was in great shape, hiking mountains every day, running for my life. Yeah, I'm trying to calm down a little though, cause I was surely gonna die sometime soon if I kept living the way I was. You know, I'm fearless now. Like now that I believe in God, like there's no fear in my heart. I'm really not scared of anything. If I think I'm in the right, I think that I'm gonna, I'm gonna overcome. I'm gonna win this situation. So it's like I was just bound to walk in someplace and get murdered because I'm fucking stupid, and not don't recognize danger. Um, but yeah. So last podcast told you guys what I'd been up to in Georgia. I came back to Indy, promptly went to jail for that warrant. But now, like I said, don't got shit to worry about, man. Colorado won't come and get me. They already told me that twice. So it's like I'm fucking cool, man. Um, yeah, it's pretty legit. But like I said, it's kind of boring. It's kind of nice always having to worry about something. It was like almost like a job. But yeah, so got out of jail, got picked up by a homie, was up in Westfield, living in Westfield for a while. It was pretty cool. Like it was nice to see familiar faces. The fucking place where I was at was really cool. They were very nice to me, very good to me. Um, it was just like weird being back there. Like I thought I'd never come back, and like I was like riding a bike around, and like it was just weird seeing the town. Like I don't know. I really didn't like being up there. I felt defeated almost. Um, and there was just a bunch of drama, a bunch of nonsense, in which, I mean, I kind of brought that upon myself, talking mad shit on the internet for the last several months. I really was, just talking the maddest of mad shit. And I don't take any of it back. I'm not going to delete any videos, but I'm going to try to kind of branch off from that. Because everybody thought I was legitimately crazy, dude. I was just trying to act like a fool, trying to make a video like somebody sees and they're like, oh my god, show this to somebody. Trying to blow up and act like I don't know nobody. I said that in a while since I was acting crazy. Um, so yeah, there's just a lot. I've been trying to be sucker free, yo. Live my life sucker free, and I can do that. I can keep suckers out of my life, but I can't. I can't stay drama free. Not around Westfield anyway. Motherfuckers will throw some drama your way across the fucking county at you, dude. Like you can't avoid the drama when there's people out there plotting. So yeah, I kind of got out of Westfield. Like I said, I didn't have too many friends in the area anymore. Most of them were frenemies, as I'd call them. People that smile in your face, fucking, as soon as you turn around, you see them sharpening their knives. Motherfuckers out there. It's so funny. Like, people, I don't know. I don't think I'm a genius, but I never assume that I'm the smartest person in the room. Very rarely, unless I'm in, like, sometimes when I'm in jail I do, when it's like a bunch of retarded criminals. But like, rarely do I assume I'm the smartest person in the room. And you can tell when people do, people get full of themselves and they think that they're really smart. And they think that because they're smarter, maybe they are a little smart. Like maybe they're 1% the smartest person in the room, but that 1% isn't enough to con everybody else in the room. Like, you can't, I don't know, people think they get away with shit and they don't, and it's fucking hilarious. But yeah, I had to get out of there, dude. People were, it was only a matter of time before I got in a fight, which I'm not scared to get in a fight, but I'm paranoid about getting in a fight. There's two options if I get in a fight. One, I win the fight, in which case, like, I'm probably going to jail because I might have taken it too far. Or, dude, like, see, like, if you get in a fight and you're not in the grass, dude, like, you knock somebody out, their head's bouncing off the concrete, bam, killed somebody, you know? Like, it's so easy to accidentally fuck around and kill somebody in a street fight. Or two, I lose the fight, and it's like, I already got a brain injury that was re-aggravated when I was in jail. It's like, I really can't be taking blows to the head. So, like, when I do get in a fight, it's going to be like, I'm going to feel like it's, like, life or death self-defense, you know? So, I don't want to get into a fight. And I could tell that that was going to happen eventually. Like, I couldn't go out to the bars in Westfield and chill, you know. Eventually, there'd be fucking 5 people over there fucking plotting against me, dude. Wait for me to go outside and smoke a cigarette, you know. And then what, you know? Then a bunch of motherfuckers get hurt, including myself. Drinking coffee, sorry guys. I need it in my life. So yeah, I got out at Westfield. It's like I said, like, I'm not scared to get in a fight. It's just like I would like to avoid it, you know. I don't want to be getting in trouble. I don't want to be known as a bully. I don't want to... All those people I was talking shit about, like, I really don't care for them, you know. I don't care if I ever see them again. It doesn't bother me at all. So, you know, yeah. That's where I am with that. Fuck them, die slow. But I'm trying to, like I said, trying to go back to the old podcast a little bit, so I'm going to stop calling people out by name, you know. People know who I'm talking about. There's only really, like, probably 4 of you that I really fucking hate. Exactly 4, now that I think about it. I've forgiven you all, you know, in the past. Like, when I was in jail, I wrote, like, 7, 8, 9, not apology, forgiveness letters to people. I read it was like a good exercise to, you know, get the stuff off your chest and let go of grudges and stuff, and it really worked for the longest time. Wrote these letters to everybody. Everybody thinks I hate them. Alright, you got a letter. You'll never see it. They're gone. I even wrote one to my dead dad. I was like, you know, fucking fuck you, but I forgive you. And it was much longer than that, trust me. But yeah, so I was writing all these letters, and I felt good, and then I got out of jail, and it's like, once these people could start barking and I could start hearing them, you know, and then especially once I got back to Westfield, it was like, okay, all these motherfuckers are in vicinity, you know. It's like, I had to be careful, you know, fuck around and fucking get half a fifth in me, dude, and go fucking kick in motherfuckers' doors and shit. Like, for real, I had to get out of there. There's just too much. Tupac said it, revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting pussy. I got too much revenge to get out there, dude. It's like, fucking focus on other things. Focus on the pussy. Why not? Alright, so that's what I've been up to, man. Fucking bullshit in Westfield, out of Westfield, back to being recorded from an undisclosed location. Because I don't want people to know where I am, and I like it, I like it, I like it. I like being incognito, you know? Even though I got location turned off on all my devices, I'm sure the NSA knows exactly where I'm at. Yep, NSA. Fuck them. Fuck all them 3-letter motherfuckers. I ain't gonna say all their names because that's how you get, you know, flagged by everybody and they start listening. But yeah, so current events, guys. Nice little segue here, because I feel like there's a lot of shit going on in the news, a whole bunch, and you could put it all into... It's all about 2 things, really. The First Amendment and the Second Amendment. All this hate speech going on in our country. What the fuck is hate speech, man? Like, yeah, if you got something fucked up to say, you probably shouldn't say it, but I'll fucking die for your right to actually say it. Like, and I think if the other person's got some fucked up shit they want to say right back to your face, they should be allowed to say it too. I don't think either one of you should be saying, he hurt my feelings, you go to jail. That's like, oh my goodness. What ends up happening when you let people that get pissed off about little things, when you let them have their way and you start creating legislation and passing laws to... You don't make laws for the exceptions, you make laws for the greater, you know? If 98% of the people feel some way, you're not making laws for these 2% of people that affect the rest of the 98%. That's fucking retarded. What you end up getting then is a small group of outraged, professional offended people that control what is going on in this world. People say, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, and then that's gone, and then that's gone, and then that's gone. And eventually the world is just created to conform to the needs of an emotionally unstable person, you know? Somebody that's crying all the time, that's fucking gets offended when they hear certain words. It's like, oh my goodness, you know? Like, my grandma died of cancer. When someone says cancer, I don't fucking freak out, you know? Like, I've been through I've been through a heroin addiction. When somebody talks about heroin, I'm not like, excuse me, you're triggering me, excuse me, you know, like, it's like, just fucking deal with your bullshit, guys, fuck. So all this hate speech nonsense, they're trying to target the First Amendment. And see, what they do is, once they pass some legislation that says that they've got like now a list where they can put words on this list and you can't say these things, it's going to be a very short matter of time before on that list is criticizing the government. And once you're not allowed to talk about the government, once you can't talk about the news, what's going on, current events, they can do whatever the fuck they want. And there's no way of them, like if one person knows, they can't spread the news because it's illegal to talk about. It's a slippery, slippery slope, people. I don't even care anymore. I'm going after these people like, these fucking whiners, dude. Like, I don't care if you want to be a tranny. That's fine. But don't fucking cry about it. Holy shit. Like, you got into some weird shit, and guess what? The universe isn't fucking fitted fucking to the needs of transsexual people, you know? It's, there's been millions of years of us being fucking males and females, and then you come along, 6'8", wearing a dress with a beard, and we don't know what bathroom to put you in. It's fucking weird, you know? I don't know. Ugh. So now the Second Amendment, guys. This is under some serious attack lately. There's all these shootings going on, which, I mean, if you want to talk to me about that, that's a whole other nut to crack. And as soon as they happen, within that day, they're trying to force legislation down, trying to get these bump stocks banned, trying to get, you know, extended clips banned, trying to get barrel links required, trying to get all kinds of shit. Eventually, it's going to be, they're not going to come for the guns all at once, I don't think. They're going to, like, piece by piece make any kind of effective weaponry illegal, you know? It's going to be like, well, this is illegal, that's illegal, this is illegal. So eventually you're just going to have an AR that is, you know, probably single-shot bolt operated, where they're like, you gotta make, you know, it's good for hunting, but not for defending your family. Yeah, it's getting bad. So I read this article, and this was on the Washington Post. This wasn't some, like, InfoWars, Alex Jones coming to you live from Austin, Texas. It wasn't some shit like that. This was on the Washington Post. A Connecticut man who was in his 60s, retired from the police force. He's been retired for 20 years, bought some land. Feds come to his house. They drive over frozen lakes, drive down a driveway that doesn't even exist. This man lives out in the middle of fucking nowhere. They went way out of their way to confront this man. And when they come to his house, they have a warrant. And the warrant... And he goes, whoa, 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 what's going on? And they say, calm down, sir. You're not being charged with any crime. You're not being detained or arrested. We are strictly here with this warrant to confiscate your firearms. And he had like 40 of them registered. They ended up finding like 80, which isn't illegal. You know, you don't have to register every gun that you buy. But they confiscated all his guns and left. And told him he wasn't charged with anything. He did nothing wrong. He had committed no crimes. He wasn't a suspect of anything. But they came there and they took this man's small little arsenal away from him, you know? They're going to do that. They're going to target the dangerous people first. Ex-fucking police force stocking up on guns. Nah, son. You know, you're either with us or against us, and you ain't on the squad no more, you know? That's how it is. It's unfortunate. They're coming for the guns, and they're coming for our right to say anything about it. And if we don't start like you see that like 500,000 people protested to get gun legislation passed. 500,000 people showed up to protest having their right taken away. Why can't all these rednecks get organized and have a storm on Washington, you know? Get fucking 350 million motherfuckers marching with fucking guns in their hands and say, fuck you, come and take them, dude. It's like, it's so stupid. And then they're trying to pass, like, oh, if you're on this kind of medication, you can't have a gun, or if you've got this mental problem, you can't have a gun, which I think there is some legitimacy to some of that. You know, some people shouldn't have guns. But when you start making lists, you know, it's easy to fucking just put another thing on that list that brings in a whole other group of people, you know? Like, if you focus on, like, PTSD or anxiety or something, now, all of a sudden, all the troops that are over there, you know, quote-unquote, fighting for your freedom, now they're not allowed to have the right to defend themselves when they're the ones most attached to their guns, you know? Those guns have literally saved their lives and their lives of their friends, you know? So it's like, how you gonna... it's gonna get ugly real quick. People are gonna get shot. It's not gonna get reported. Houses are gonna get droned. It's not gonna get reported. Anyway, how about on to some sporting events? The UFC pay-per-view going down here in a couple weeks. I wanted to get this one out because a lot of times I'll record my UFC picks like the night before, and like I said, if I'm recording the videos and anything goes wrong, it gets fucked up and I don't want to do it, or so I end up not publishing my UFC picks. UFC 223, holy shit, this is a good card. Whew, it's really for like die-hard fans, you know, there's no big name on it, there's no Conor McGregor, there's no Ronda Rousey, there's no Brock Lesnar, there's no Nate Diaz, you know, there's no, they really don't have any big stars anymore. That's a big problem, dude. Once Conor took a year off, the UFC started flailing a little bit. Because Conor will fight like 4 times a year, you know, bringing in $1 million pay-per-view. Anyway, I'll talk about Conor later. This pay-per-view. Alright, we got in the main event for the lightweight interim, I think it's for the interim championship, or it might be for the regular title, or it might not be for a title at all, but it's assumed that the winner of this fight is going to fight Conor McGregor for his title. Tony Elkakui Ferguson versus Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov. Now, both of these guys are so high elite level. Like, it makes you sad that they're in the same weight class and they have to, you know, one of them has to lose. Because, like, both these guys deserve a belt, dude, for real. I think Tony is the current interim champ because Khabib, like, missed weight or got injured out of a fight or some shit. I don't know exactly. But, okay, so Tony Ferguson. This guy goes up to Big Bear, the highest altitudes you can get in Southern California, you know, and that's where he does his training for his fight. So when he comes down off those tops of those mountains for fight week, he's got cardio for days and days and days. Like, he's never getting tired. His striking is very unorthodox, very unique. He throws these weird punches from these weird angles that there's not really a name for, you know, but he'll, like, put them in the middle of combos, and he'll really mess with people's heads, man. Like, he's real good and creative. And then on the ground, like, he trains with Eddie Bravo, which, I mean, I guess that says it all, man. This dude is like... Eddie Bravo is Joe Rogan's jiu-jitsu coach, you know, sensei, whatever you want to call him. He's he runs 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, which is like... They use a lot more rubber guard than closed guard. They use a lot... They're kind of ahead of the curve, you know. They see what jiu-jitsu is, and then they try to counter that with more jiu-jitsu. And they're really smart, you know. They're always coming up on new shit. But Khabib... You've heard me talk about Khabib on this podcast before. I told you that he used to wrestle bears in Russia. Like, when he was a child, they put gloves and muzzles on these bears, and they're like, wrestle a bear. Because bears know how to wrestle, man. If you watch two bears fight, they wrestle each other to the ground, and then once they get them in a superior position, that's when they go for the kill. But these bears, like, they know how to go for underhooks, flip you on your back, you know, like, they know how to really wrestle. But Khabib, okay, he's undefeated. I think he's 24, 25-0. And he just, I don't like most fighters that just take you down and punch you in the face while you're on your back. Like, GSP started getting like that towards the end. A lot of fighters get like that, especially once they win the title and they're like, all right, we can't lose, we can't lose, we can't lose. That's what they get worried about, instead of, like, when you're going for the title, you're like, I gotta win, I gotta win, I gotta win. And once you get it, you're like, I can't lose, I can't lose, I can't lose. But Khabib, man, he takes you down, and it's like he's just Donkey Konging on your head, man, while he's got you down. Like, it's just, these shots are unbelievable for ground and pound. You're like, how is he putting that much? This dude's just got some freak genetics in him, dude. Those Russians don't play. He's technically from Dagestan, but it's former Soviet Union, you know? This dude is no joke. Alright. So I'm really excited for that fight. I hope Tony wins, just because Tony versus Conor would be a better fight. I don't want to see Conor get Donkey Konged on his head for 5 rounds. Nobody does. Even if you, like... I mean, I guess a lot of people probably would. I would rather see a nice little stand-up battle, you know? Because Tony's taller and longer, and I don't think he's ever been knocked out. And Conor, it would be a good fight. Alright. So in the co-main event, we got Rose Namajunas versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Now, Joanna Jędrzejczyk was the former strawweight champion of the world. She defended that belt 6-7 times. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, she's a Polish fighter. When I was out in Summit County in Colorado, I was asking all these Polish, because they bring a lot of people in there from, they call them J1s. They're like foreign exchange students, kind of. And so I had all these beautiful, beautiful Polish girls, man. I wish I remembered how to say their names and should look them up, man. I love some of these Polish girls a lot. But they all knew who Joanna Jędrzejczyk was. I guess she's, like, pretty famous over there because they don't have many national treasures. So they had a woman UFC fighter, you know. They liked her a lot. But she went out there. Her last fight was against Rose Namajunas, who is the current champion. So this is a rematch of their last fight. And Rose went out there, and, like, Joanna gets in these girls' heads, like, leading up to the fights and at the weigh-ins, you know? And Rose wasn't having it, and Rose went in there first round and just knocked this bitch's block off, dude. Like, knocked her out in one punch, or dropped her with a heavy, heavy shot, and then rained down, like, some hell from above, man. Made her tap to strikes. She says she didn't tap to strikes, but if you watch the video, her hand's tapping the mat. So she made her tap to strikes, made her give her belt up in, like, the clearest sense. Like, okay, you're punching me in the face, and I tapped the mat, relinquishing my title, you know? It was an intense fight, but I think this rematch is gonna, I hope it goes Joanna's way. Joanna champion, that's what she likes to be called, because she's like, I'm just gonna be the champ forever. It's kind of fucked up. Like, I really liked her. She was an entertaining fighter. She was a fighter's fighter, and she's beautiful. They're both pretty. Rose has got, like, a shaved head, not shaved head, but, like, real short hair, though, looking like the Mad Max bitch, though. She looks sexy, though, about it, though. Like, it's like a bitch you wouldn't fuck with. Next fight, Anthony Pettis versus Michael Chelsea, or Chesia or something. I don't know how you say his fucking last name. It's a good fight. Anthony Pettis, man, Showtime Pettis. Like, if you've ever seen, like, a highlight reel of the UFC, you'll see this dude run off the cage. Like, he'll make the cage his floor, and he takes a couple steps on it, and then throws a big-ass, like, spinning kick off it, knocks this dude down. That's Anthony Pettis, dude. Dude he was the first UFC fighter to ever be on a Wheaties box. He was the champ. He was the shit back in the day, dude. And then he fought Rafael dos Anjos, who just ran through him 5 straight rounds of just putting him on his back and just fucking him up, dude. Dos Anjos is no joke, dude. He was the champ for a while, lost to Eddie Alvarez. Eddie Alvarez lost to Conor. Okay. So yeah, I'm hoping Anthony Pettis wins. He's on a losing streak, I believe. I think right now he's ranked like number 9th or 10th, and the dude he's fighting is ranked like 6th or 7th. So hopefully he'll get a win in there and be back in title contention. I really like Anthony Pettis a lot. His little brother's doing big things down at fucking flyweight, you know. All right, next fight: Al Iaquinta versus Paul Felder. This fight's gonna be good. Like, it's very few people probably think this fight goes the distance. Well, I mean, they are both really tough, but these guys like to step in the pocket and just bang it out. They're both angry fighters. Like, they step in there with rage, you know. Al Iaquinta, though, he might take it a little more slow, because he hasn't been fighting as much lately. He was in like a dispute about getting paid with the UFC, and so he stopped fighting for a while, and now he finally came back. But like, you know, a loss here would really set him back a lot. Paul Felder, really aggressive fighter, you know, he'll stand in there with a broken leg and still try to kick you in the head with it, you know, like, both these guys are going to be coming at it. Cannot wait. It's going to be, like, these guys are just going to be punching the shit out of each other. They're going to beat each other down, and I can't wait to see it, because there's something wrong with me. I'm a sadist, or something like that. I like to see fights. Fuck me, right? Next fight, Karolina Kowalkiewicz. I think that's how you say her last name. She's also a Polish lady. I love her. She's beautiful. She's got to be a model. Like, I'm pretty sure she is a model. She's that pretty. She fought Joanna Jędrzejczyk when Joanna was champion, so it was like Polish versus Polish throwdown, and it was a good fight. Went 5 rounds. Karolina can take a crack, dude. Like, it takes a lot to knock this girl down. She can take a punch, and she don't even show it on her face, man. Like, but she's fighting Felice Herrig, who, if you don't know who Felice Herrig is, they modeled like a Mortal Kombat character off of her in one of the newer games, the one that likes chewing bubblegum and stuff like that. But this girl, Felice Herrig, she's been fighting since like before Ronda Rousey, dude. She's like an OG of women's MMA, you know. And she was like, it looked like she was on her way out, man. She wasn't doing very good. Seemed like she was about to retire probably. And then I think she switched camps or something. She's been winning. So this is a good fight as far as the strawweight division goes, you know. The winner of this I could see being 1 fight away from a title shot. You know, I kind of hope Felice gets it, just because, like I said, she's a little older. She's been fighting longer. She's probably towards the end of her career, or closer to it than Karolina is. I know if Karolina loses, she can come back, you know, just put 3 wins together, and she's right back in title contention. Felice might not have such luxury. So I'm going to root for Felice on that one. The next fight, we got Artem Lobov, who's Conor McGregor's friend, who, that's the only reason he's in the UFC. This dude kind of sucks, but he's Conor McGregor's best friend that's a fighter, so he's in the UFC. Excuse me. Fighting a guy named, I didn't write his real name down, Alex C, let's say that, but I wrote his nickname down, his ring name, like the name they call him in the octagon, he's a black guy with a fro and a karate style, okay? His name is Bruce Leroy, and I thought that shit is just so funny, because he's like, I fight like Bruce Lee, but I'm black, I got a little fro, so I'm Leroy, you know, Bruce Leroy. I thought it's fucking hilarious. Anyway, I hope Bruce Leroy gets it, man. Artem, he's riding Conor's coattails. He'll be in the UFC for a while, even if he stinks up the place. Bruce Leroy, I think he's like on a 3-fight losing streak or some shit. He used to be real good, and then he kind of stopped fucking around a little bit. Okay, so yeah, back to Conor. Because I am a Conor dick rider till the end. I don't care what anybody says. I think that fucking fight with Floyd, which I've never really talked about in the podcast, that boxing match with Floyd was straight up set up for Floyd to win. In the first round, Conor hit him with like 10 shots. Floyd threw 1 counter punch that landed the entire round. All 3 judges gave that round to Floyd Mayweather. There was no way in hell they were going to let Conor win this fight. Conor didn't even get dropped when they stopped it. They never stopped boxing matches standing when there hadn't even been a knockdown all fight. I think it was the 4th round. Conor, I think, clearly won that round too when he landed that big uppercut. Like, Conor won 2 of those rounds. It was the 10th round. I'm not saying Conor won that fight, but he won a couple of those rounds. That whole thing was rigged against him, and then the stoppage was total bullshit. Not saying Conor was ever going to win that fight, but I thought he was going into it. If you ask my people out in Colorado, I had like a plan, dude. I was like going to Vegas, putting all my money on it. Like, thank God I went to jail, dude. I would have been stuck out in Vegas, broke in the fucking heat. Yeah, thank you, God, for not letting me do that. But yeah, so Floyd, has been running his mouth. During the lead up to the boxing match, he goes, after I beat him here, I might take it to the octagon and beat him there. And everyone was like, yeah, right, he did not mean that. But I guess maybe he does, man. He's been training with Tyron Woodley, I guess. He's like really taking the... Tyron Woodley's the welterweight champion of the UFC. Like, he's been taking this shit serious. There's no way in hell he's going to fight Conor McGregor. You heard it here first. Floyd Mayweather, unless he wins his first fight, like, really good, which that's what they should do. They should give him some false confidence, you know, give him some real low-level fucking piece of shit that gets knocked out in the first punch, you know? Because Floyd can't knock nobody out. So if he thinks that, oh, wow, with these smaller gloves, I can knock people out, and then he gets the confidence to fight Conor, Conor would kill this man. Floyd's never fought at kicking range. He's never eaten a leg kick. Conor has one of the best turning back kicks to the stomach in the business. He can just keep you at range with it, keep pushing you back, keep pushing you back. He's got a great hook kick, which comes from one side and then comes back the other. Like, he would confuse the shit out of Floyd with these kicks, kick him to pieces. And then if Conor wanted to, Conor's got like a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. Everybody talks shit about his jiu-jitsu because it's not nearly as good as his boxing, obviously. But like, if Conor like takes you down, dude, and you don't, if you never even train in jiu-jitsu, like, you're getting fucked up, dude. Fucking elbows and knees, and then Conor's the much bigger man, you know. Like, this fight would be... There's no way that anybody that cares about Floyd would let him take a fight with Conor. No way. Unless he gets a win under his belt first. But yeah, Floyd's fucking talking about coming back, so that'd be crazy. So that's an option for Conor, because Conor wants to come back. I think he's training for a fight, but they don't have an opponent picked yet. Which, there's really only 3 on the table. The winner of the main event of this pay-per-view, Tony Ferguson versus Khabib, that would be the guy that, if Conor wants to defend his lightweight title, that's who he'd have to fight. The other option is the Nate Diaz trilogy. Everybody wants to see that. That pay-per-view would easily do a fucking $1.5 million, you know. Conor went in there, lost the first one. I heard a lot of reasons about why he lost the first. I'm not Conor. I guess I can make up excuses for him. I guess he was on antibiotics the whole time. He had like staph infection, and I guess when you're on antibiotics, it's really hard to... You get fatigued very easily. That's why 8 minutes into the fight, he was gasping for air, barely able to breathe, got choked out, you know. But regardless, he lost that first fight, fair and square. Second fight, goes out there. Holy shit, was that fight... That's one of the best fights in UFC history, man. Like, it's up there with Jones-Gustafsson, like, such a back and forth. You didn't know what was going to happen there at the end, man, with the judges. And then one judge called it a draw, and everyone was like, oh, no, this is... But the other two gave it to Conor, so it was like, Conor won the second one, which was a great fight. The first one was a good fight. Conor lost, so they're going to totally go for that third fight. So yeah, it's either going to be Floyd, Nate Diaz, or the winner of Khabib, Tony. I don't really know, because I am not a journalist, but, yeah, those are the options at hand, guys. Alright, so yeah, I'm trying to get some flavor for this podcast, you know. I want it to have, like, a unique something to offer, you know. I don't want to be all gimmicky and stupid. I want it to, I don't know, I gotta give it some thought, guys. Sorry this one's kind of bland and boring. I just talked about what I've been up to, and fucking talked about our rights being taken, and then talked about UFC, but... I don't know, guys, throw some ideas at me. Let me, like, you know, I could, I don't know, man. I don't want to have a gimmick, like I said, because then I got to act like that all the time. I don't want to, I don't know. I'm just trying to brainstorm ideas, get this shit popping, get this shit famous, and then get my tour bus on monster truck wheels, come pick up all the homies and fucking party, straight up. Alright, guys. It's been real. Right on for listening. If you're still listening, you're a true homie. Thank you. Peace and love. Talk to you guys next week. Stay safe. Fucking watch what you say and hide your guns. I love you guys. Bye.